All right, good afternoon, everybody. In my language, I'm from the Lummi Nation up in Washington State. We say, "Ah, siam, anistelicha siam, hauhitan senat snat, chachwalamison, haichka, haichka, haichka." What I said was, my dear friends and relatives, it's true that I'm glad to be here today. Hauhitan is my traditional name. Aaron Thomas is my English name. I'd like to welcome you all to this Native American Career Expo. And if all of you have a mute button, if you'd be so kind to mute yourselves if you're not while you're not talking at this time, so we can make sure that we can hear. I can hear some background noise right now. Somebody's mute button is not on. But we definitely want to thank our friends at Wells Fargo and Lowe's for hearing the invitation to bring us together today. Had this not been a pandemic, I'm sure we'd all be together in some beautiful ballroom somewhere where we, probably near I-10 somewhere where we can all see each other and shake hands and be able to communicate with one another in person. But still hear somebody's background noise there. If we can go ahead and just hit the mute button, that'd be great. The mute button, by the way, is on the bottom left of your screen. So if you don't know where that's at, you can just tap that button right there, and it'll get you to mute your microphone. But we know that the U.S. economy isn't very stable right now because of this world pandemic that we're in. Jobs are being cut all around the country, and this Indian country is not immune to that, of course. Yet we have hope. We are very thankful for some of the businesses that are pandemic proof, such as Southern California Edison, where I work, and a few of us that are on this call work, as well as Lowe's and at Wells Fargo. These are businesses that, through great leadership, through the fact that they're just needed, they are an essential service. We can actually, thrive through a pandemic, which I think is a beautiful thing to happen. So it's truly testimony to our elders, as a lot of us that are from tribes know that our elders, our ancestors, they had to die to some extent just to get us here. And they wanted a better life for their children, their grandchildren, and generations ahead of them or behind them. And so, a career in a pandemic-proof business will go a long ways in helping you create a new path, a new career. I'm truly happy to be working at Southern California Edison, and as the tribal liaison for SCE, I work in local public affairs. And today we are proud to continue our partnership with the 13 area tribes that we have under that utilize the Southern California Edison utility, as well as other tribes that might be watching this through a link or something that maybe it's through social media. But we definitely want to do what we can to try to increase Native American recruitment, increase Native American employees at all three of our great establishments, our great corporations. I call them families because that's what it really feels like working for Southern California Edison. I'm sure it's the way it is at Lowe's and at Wells Fargo. We're basically a big family. We're going through this together. And so today we've got a great agenda for you today, and we've got some great speakers. And I'd like to be able to turn the floor over to Karen Bierman. Karen, who is from the Osage Nation, is the chair of our Native American Alliance, which is another amazing group of folks that came together and said, yes, we want to sponsor this event and make sure that we get this going. So Karen, if you want to go ahead and speak as to what the Native American Alliance is about and anything else that's in your heart. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Aaron. Yes, my name's Karen Bierman. I've been with Southern California Edison for 14 years. I'm very happy to be here, and a big thumbs up to the acknowledgement that that we are here for you. We're here for the Native Americans. We honor the land that we are on, and also, the ability to continue working through a worldwide pandemic is pretty special. I'm very honored to be here. I've been the president of the Native American Alliance for 2 years, been involved in it for about a little over 10 years. And our goals are to advance SCE strategic initiatives and bringing awareness of those initiatives to the Native American community. Raquel, if you'd be so kind as to advance this slide, please. So what we're trying to do with this outreach is bring opportunities of employment, outreach, awareness, and let you all know that we do care about the Native American community, and we have identified and would like to bring the opportunities, recruit Native Americans to Southern California Edison, and we do this by outreach. A lot of our outreach this year has not been able to be face-to-face for obvious reasons, but in a normal world, we do try to go into the communities and work hands-on, face-to-face, and increase the awareness of Edison and what we're trying to do through student awareness. We work with mentorship and resume building and interviewing skills workshops and those kinds of things. So today we're here to just raise awareness, let you know that SCE does care, and we are partnering with Wells Fargo and Lowe's to bring more opportunities for jobs to the Native American community. That's about all I have. The next slide, please. Raquel.
All right. Well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raquel Morales. I work in corporate diversity and inclusion, where we are building a culture of inclusion, a culture of belonging. I've been with Southern California Edison for 28 years. I had right out of college, I started in we used to have a healthcare department, believe it or not. So this is a wonderful company to work for. I've you would think you're in a company for 28 years, there's no career path, but there's a ton of career paths. So I worked in many departments in corporate communication, customer service, HR, and now in diversity and inclusion. So there's a wonderful path and a huge career path in a company like Edison. So before we get started, just wanted to make sure that that we follow these housekeeping reminders. So we're going to ask you to come on the microphone or type your questions and comment in the chat box. If you are experiencing any issues, technical issue, you can log off and log back in, and Karen will allow you to come into the meeting again. If you can please mute your microphones when you are when the speakers are speaking. And also we would like to ask if everyone can just kind of close your videos so that we can have the speakers, when the speakers are presenting, they can show, you can see their faces. And this is, we want to give you these reminders so that you have a really good experience today. Okay, thank you. All right, so here at Edison, one of our principal values is, we have many values, and one of them is safety. So every meeting we start with a safety moment, and this is no exception. So I wanted to share today a safety moment. Given the pandemic, you know, it's the numbers are increasing. Just yesterday, I think we had over 140,000 cases. So just wanted to bring this back to basics about reminders to wear your mask, to practice physical distancing, avoid limit times in crowded areas. I know the holidays are coming and people are trying to gather and trying to go shopping, but if you don't have to go shopping, and if you can shop online, do that. That would be a better solution. Self-monitor your symptoms of COVID-19 if you think you have them. And if you're sick, you know, and you're currently working, stay home. There is a lot, it's more helpful that you stay home than come to work sick. And then definitely wash your hands. You know, you go out, you come in, wash your hands as much as you can, and cover your cough or sneeze if you think you have it. And also disinfect. I think that's so important that we practice that. Like when we first started with COVID-19 in March, a lot of people were disinfecting, and now we're kind of becoming a little bit flaccid with that. So I just want to recommend that we start doing that so that we can all protect each other. And I have this little quote here from our CEO where he shared this with us, and he says that he wears his mask to protect us, and we wear our mask to protect him. And this is the only way that we can all take care of each other. So just wanted to bring these little tips to all of you, so that because we care about everyone here. Thank you. Now I'm going to hand it over to Erin.
All right. Thank you so much, Raquel, for those great tips and reminders. I'd like to go ahead and turn to one of our first corporate partners today to discuss some great opportunities, and that's at Wells Fargo. So we'll go ahead and turn the floor over to Amanda Pulley and Antonio Gonzalez to talk about great ways that you can join the Wells Fargo team.
All right, thank you, Erin, so much. Appreciate the handoff, and thank you to everyone online and that has joined. We are very excited to join you today, myself and one of my colleagues, Antonio Gonzalez. We are both recruiting consultants for the consumer banking line of business within Wells Fargo, which is all of our branches. So Tony and I, what we both do is we support staffing and hiring initiatives really kind of throughout the greater Orange County area, or I'm sorry, not greater Orange County, greater California area, and supporting our branches with, again, with the staffing, helping to find candidates and then hire their new team members as well. And then my colleague Tony here will be driving the presentation today. So if we go to our agenda, and I just want to make sure everyone is able to see the slides and is able to follow along.
Yes.
Yes, we're good. Okay, wonderful. Just want to make sure we're good to go. Okay, so we're going to cover a couple of topics today about Wells Fargo, kind of who we are, what our professional development looks like, a little bit about our Wells Fargo hiring process, and then we'll kind of go over just what job openings look like, and then we'll talk about benefits and then ways that you can stay connected with us as a business. So next slide, please. All right, so who we are at Wells Fargo, and I'm sure most of you, are familiar with Wells Fargo and who we are and what we do. We're a community-based financial services company. We were founded back in, 1852 in the stagecoach days, so hence our stagecoach that you see everywhere. Our headquarters are based out of San Francisco. And we provide, banking, insurance, investment, mortgage, consumer, and commercial financial services, just to name a few. We have offices in 42 countries and territories to support our customers who conduct their business in a global economy. And we actually employ approximately 268,000 employees. And one thing we're very proud of is we service 1 in every 3 households in the U.S. and we also employ 1 in 600 working Americans, which is, again, some things that we're incredibly proud of as a company. Our vision statement. This is, we want to satisfy our customers' financial needs and help them to succeed financially. Our employees unite around really a simple premise here. Our customers can be better served when they have a relationship with a trusted provider that knows them well, provides reliable guidance, and can serve really their full range of financial needs. As employees, we also have 5 core values that we live by every single day. And I can definitely attest to this. We do live by these 5 core values every single day. And that is, we do what's right for customers. Our people are our competitive advantage. Ethics, of course. We are big champions of diversity and inclusion. And then as well as our 5th value of leadership. We really call all of our employees to be leaders, from the newest hired teller to the most senior district manager. All of our employees are called to be leaders each and every day. So next slide, please. Talking a little bit about professional development. This is something that as a recruiter, I'm very proud to talk about and really super passionate to talk about. We really set the stage for your success, for our team member success. Our culture is definitely, it's fun, it's a diverse environment, and you'll really be supported throughout your professional development. We have really amazing tools and resources designed to help you reach new heights, you know, of your career and of your personal and your professional success. Professional development is a business imperative for us. As an employee, you'll benefit from just ongoing learning opportunities, training programs that can really make the most out of your interests and your ambitions. We also know that it is critical, especially in this day and age that we find ourselves in right now, to have a healthy work-life balance. So on our team, you'll really be encouraged to attain both your professional and your personal goals as well. Really kind of no matter where you're at in your life, you'll find opportunities that work for you here at Wells Fargo. And no matter what stage you are in your life, whether you're retired, a working parent, a student, there's a ton of options. Let's see, gosh, you might be surprised how far you can go with our team and how fast. We really believe in our team members. We support our team members in really advancing to new roles as you develop into your career. And it's definitely not uncommon. It's quite common that some of our larger leaders within our markets started as a teller or started as a part-time teller, and now they're running a district that they were first hired in, or they're running an entire market. And so those stories are very common here at Wells Fargo. And if you come on board with us, you'll really be joining a 160-year tradition that's of helping customers, but helping each other as well to achieve success. Excuse me. Okay. So next slide here, our hiring process. It can kind of look a little bit different depending on which position that you're applying for and which department or which line of business that is. However, regardless of that, everything starts online, and the first step is going to wellsfargojobs.com and checking out what we have available through that website. It's incredibly interactive. It's incredibly user-friendly. There is a ton of information on our jobs page that is really beneficial to you as a potential job seeker and gives you just a ton of information. So one of the things that, or one of the positions, I'm sorry, I apologize, two of our positions I'll be talking about right now are teller and personal banker, just because these are some of our more common positions that we are recruiting for quite often within our retail branches. If you apply for a teller or personal banker position, part of that application does require an online assessment, which is essentially kind of like a skills test, like a skills survey. It's a really quick assessment that you take, and if you pass, then you get invited to complete what's referred to as a video on demand screen. And we actually just started this process about 1.5 years ago, and it's super fun and very easy and really convenient as well for our candidates. You actually, the first part of the interviewing process is to record your own responses and upload them into the system. So you get invited to take this on-demand screen, and you get prompted with a couple of interview questions, and you get to record your very own responses and then upload those, and then the recruiters review those. So that's the most critical part of the teller and the personal banker job, is completing that assessment and doing that on-demand screen to really kind of work your way through the first initial steps of that recruiting process. Once you complete all of that, then you would also chat with a recruiter from there. What's great about this system is that everything is done virtually. So step by step throughout the process, you're getting emails, you're getting links, you're getting reminders, and it's really guiding you through the process step by step by step. So it's really convenient, super nice. The main part of the interview process for all of our positions is what we call a hiring manager interview. So if you apply for a teller job, you're going to be interviewing with a branch manager. Right now, due to COVID, all of our hiring manager interviews are taking place over the phone, just for safety of our candidates and safety for our team members. in our communities as well. But that would be the main part, is the hiring manager interview. And then, of course, if you are selected, all of our offers are contingent upon successful completion of a background check. We also do fingerprinting as well. And then from there, we would finalize a start date. So again, depending on the position, it can vary a little bit, but this, what we've just outlined right here, is your basic and kind of the most familiar process that we have. Going on to our next slide here and talking a little bit about job openings, I'll be kind of brief here. These are some of the main position titles that you're going to see online, especially for our retail branches, which you see on the left side here. Our teller positions, which are part-time and full-time, lead tellers, bankers, licensed bankers, and then service managers, premier bankers, and branch manager. So those, again, are the most common or those are the main positions for our retail branches. And then other areas that are doing a lot of hiring right now, and there's a lot of opportunities available, is within our mortgage and our virtual channels departments. And so you'll see things such as mortgage processor, loan servicing specialist, underwriters, research associates, phone bankers, customer service, collectors. So those are some of the more prominent positions that are available right now as well. And then if we move on to benefits, this is absolutely one of the things I love talking about in regards to Wells Fargo. And it's one of the things that I am so grateful for, to be quite honest, of being a Wells Fargo employee, is that we have wonderful, wonderful benefits. And that kind of goes back to what we talked about a little earlier of work-life balance. Wells Fargo, that's critical here, is that work-life balance, and Wells Fargo really understands that and wants to give that to its employees. And so again, it's something I'm grateful for and that I appreciate. So we have obviously really comprehensive health plans with lots of different options to choose from. There's parental and critical caregiving leaves. We have really generous paid time off and holidays as well. We have a wonderful 401k. We do match you 100% of the, up to the max that you're allowed to contribute. So dollar for dollar, up to that max percentage, we will match, which is really exciting. So great 401k plan. We also have commuter benefits. I mean, we have things such as adoption reimbursement, education benefits such as tuition reimbursement. That's one of our really popular benefits here at Wells Fargo. So if you're going to school for something business or finance related, there's tuition reimbursement, which is amazing. And also other kind of like scholarships and different sorts of things that we offer. So again, really wonderful benefits, really focused on that work-life balance. And then to kind of wrap things up here for you guys, stay connected. You know, both Tony and I have a large presence on LinkedIn. We're on pretty much, if not every day, at least every other day, you know, sharing Wells Fargo stories and sharing job opportunities. So you can definitely find us both on LinkedIn. Follow Wells Fargo on LinkedIn. We share really great updates and stories and insights. We also have a big presence on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We have amazing videos about what it's really like to work at Wells Fargo from our own team members' perspectives, as well as the Muse, even Pinterest, believe it or not. So definitely stay connected, follow us, and feel free to reach out to Tony and myself on LinkedIn one of these days. Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. Great presentation, and you know, been a member with Wells Fargo for a while, so you're definitely that same brand, that same pleasant communication skills. So thank you so much for sharing all this great information with those of us that will be watching this video or are in live. Next, we'd like to go ahead and turn the floor over to our other corporate friend, is what we call him. At Lowe's, and we have the two Marias, Maria Vasquez, Maria Martinez, and Moises Clemente, who is here to talk all things Lowe's with us, and maybe those of you watching might want to join their team at Lowe's. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Maria, and I'm here in partnership with my other partner, Maria. Moises, unfortunately, was not able to join us today, but we'll go ahead and cover his locations of the store locations that he has in his area, as well as my locations and the locations that the other Maria has as well. So first, hi, welcome. We'll go ahead and get started on the next slide. So at Lowe's, we're a home improvement company, but we are also more than that. We're a great community partner as well, and we'll go more into that in our presentation. But at Lowe's, our mission is simple: together deliver the right home improvement products with the best service and value across every channel and community we serve. Go ahead. So a couple of Lowe's facts, you guys can read the slide, but I'll just go ahead and touch on a couple of key points here. So Lowe's has more than 1,700 stores throughout the US, and where we're making a commitment as well to employ more than 300,000 associates in the United States, keeping jobs in America as well. With that, we've also been able to hire on additional employees as well during the pandemic. So we serve more than 18 million customers each week. We're ranked number 44 on the Fortune 50 list. Lowe's is an official sponsor for the NFL, and we have a partnership with them as well, where retired NFL players can come work for Lowe's, use their team building experience that they've had as well to go ahead and bring those benefits to us. And then Lowe's offers a discount to all active and retired military personnel. And again, we also have a partnership with the military to have their skills transition into Lowe's. So their leadership skills, IT, anything that they have done out there, we are able to help them transition into the Lowe's company. All right, and next slide. So like I said, we are a large community partner. We donate more than 50 million annually to support local communities. So that'll include Habitat for Humanity, Boys and Girls Club, our disaster response and relief. Our stores out east were hit hard with some hurricanes. So we were able to build up some funds and also some partnerships with Lowe's employees to go out there to help clean up. We also do fire prevention and safety awareness events, especially here in Southern California, Northern California. We were hit heavy with those fires, so we've been able to help rebuild that. Also, associate give back time. Basically what that is, it's 8 hours to every associate, where they're able to use that to volunteer at any nonprofit organization. So we try to be a big partner in the community to make sure that we are out there helping those that serve us by shopping in our stores. So go ahead into the next slide. Now, during the pandemic that we were hit with, Lowe's empowered all the stores to donate products to local hospitals and first responders in their communities to serve short and long-term needs. So what they did is they stopped selling the N95 masks in the stores and donated all of those to hospitals, first responders, anybody that was in constant contact with those affected with COVID. And we also empowered the stores to donate personal protective equipment, so wipes, plexiglass, plastic sheets, anything that they might need, and cleaning supplies to those first responders, hospitals. And then once the local small business started to open up, we started to donate to those as well. During that time as well, while businesses were shutting down or not being able to function, we were able to hire on over 30,000 additional new employees. And also during that time, we were able to give our employees additional hazard pay. And we have been able to give discretionary bonuses to those employees during this time as well. So we're about to distribute, I believe, our 5th or 6th bonus this month. And then also our CEO has made a commitment to help smaller businesses by doing a 25 million grant in products, resources, anything that they can to help those small businesses during the reopening process, and those that have been hit hard by the pandemic. And the next slide. So working for Lowe's comes with great benefits as well. I'm going to go ahead and touch on a couple of points for our benefits. So we have medical, dental, vision, but we also have a lot of benefits that not many people know about. We have also CALM, which is our associate assistance program. So it helps with mental health and wellness, community resources, financial coaching, smoking cessation, legal assistance, confidential counseling as well. And then we also offer financial benefits. So phone carrier discounts, rental car discount, hotel discount, amusement park discounts. And then we also offer 401k, which we're in partnership with Wells Fargo on that, where we do 100% match on the first 3%, 50% match on the first 4 to 5%, and then a 25% match on the 6%. But we match dollar for dollar on that up to that percentage point. We also have our employee stock purchase plan with a 15% discount on Lowe's stock. We have emergency paid leave, temporary time off. We also have other things that people might not think about: home insurance, life insurance, car insurance. We are also able to assist with adoption, fertility, and then also into our education as well, where the other Maria will kind of touch a little bit more on that, but it's tuition reimbursement. So full-time and part-time associates are eligible for up to $2,500 in tuition reimbursement per year after completing 90 days with Lowe's. And you can use that for any degree that will contribute. So business, communication, anything like that, we'll offer tuition reimbursement on that as well. And then, let's see what else here. And we also have university discounts as well with Strayer University, Kaplan, Capella University. So we offer a lot of benefits to our employees to make sure that they have a great work-life balance as well, because we are, like I said, not only a great community partner, but we also try to ensure that our employees are very well taken care of and they're able to come into work not having to worry about, you know, things that happen in life. So we'll go to the next slide. And then that's where we'll go into our education benefits, where the other Maria will go ahead and touch on.
Let me know when you want it played.
Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and see if it'll play for us.
Lowe's is proud to invest in its workforce through education benefits that can help you gain valuable skills and advance your career. If you're an eligible associate, you can receive up to $2,500 annually to put towards your education. With Lowe's education benefits, you have 3 options: tuition assistance with Guild Education, track to the trades, and tuition reimbursement with Alight. Let's take a look at the differences. Through the tuition assistance with Guild Education, you'll have access to a network of online education programs designed for working adults. Choose from bachelor's, associate, and master's degrees, college prep programs, professional certificates, and high school, all online. Plus, with tuition assistance, you don't owe any money up front. Lowe's will pay your $2,500 benefit directly to your school. You will be responsible for any remaining balance once you've used your $2,500. You'll also get end-to-end personalized coaching through Guild Education. You can work directly with a coach who will help you choose a program that maximizes your benefit. Plus, they'll stick with you until you graduate to answer any questions. If you've been employed at Lowe's, full-time or part-time as a regular associate for at least 90 days, you're eligible for tuition assistance. In addition to tuition assistance, regular associates employed for at least 6 months, full-time or part-time, are also eligible for Track to the Trades. Through the Track to the Trades with Guild Education, we offer a limited number of spots per year, where you can earn your diploma online and pursue a career in carpentry, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or appliance repair. With your education benefits at Lowe's, tuition for your trades diploma is fully funded up front. There's no cost to you. If you're already enrolled at a university outside of the tuition assistance network offered through Guild Education, and you don't want to transfer in-network, you may be eligible for tuition reimbursement with Alight. If you've been employed as a regular associate, part-time or full-time for at least 90 days, You can submit a request for reimbursement of tuition that you've paid, up to $2,500 per year, if your degree program is related to your role. Lowe's is investing in you so that you can invest in yourself. With rolling start dates offered throughout the year, we hope you'll take advantage of your education benefits and get started today. Learn more at lowe's.guildeducation.com.
Thank you. So before moving on to the next slide, I wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about the Track to the Trades program that we offer. So that is 100% paid for by Lowe's for any part-time or full-time associate that has been with us for at least 6 months to receive a certification in any of those areas such as carpentry, appliance repair, HVAC. It is an interactive session where you can do it at your pace, learn at your pace, review the online materials, have a coach guide you through it, in addition to a talent acquisition partner as Maria and myself to assist you in your next career decisions. So on the next slide, our Track to the Trades program is just one way that Lowe's supports our Generation T. So Generation T is a national movement to help reduce the 3 million jobs that are predicted to be open by 2028. And those jobs are in any of the trades fields such as HVAC, carpentry, plumbing. The reason why there's an expected gap in this career area is because a lot of high schools no longer offer shop classes. These careers are not deemed as glamorous to the new generations on social media. However, there's a lot of money to be made through the Generation T. So the way that Lowe's supports that is by partnering up our Track to the Trades graduates with some of our providers, our installers, to help support those. And again, that Track to the Trades program is 100% paid for, eligible to all part-time and full-time employees that have been with Lowe's for at least 6 months. And I'm going to hand it back over to Maria for the next slide.
All right, so Lowe's is always constantly hiring. We go through many seasons, and then we've had the influx of additional associates needed during the pandemic. So we have a listing of stores that are that both Maria and myself cover, along with Moises. We're always hiring for part-time, full-time, seasonal positions. And the good thing is about 50% of our seasonal associates are transitioned to regular part-time employment after the seasonal period ends. So there's a great chance of staying on, or if it's just something temporary, then we can do that as well. You know, if that's your preference. And approximately 200 current store managers began their careers as seasonal associates. So there's lots of opportunity for career advancement. Me personally, I started as a part-time cashier just to pay for schooling, and 12 years later, I'm here as a talent partner. And Lowe's has provided everything that I've ever needed to advance my career, literally build my home. So it's given me everything, and it all started as being a part-time cashier. Now, if you're interested in joining the Lowe's team, there's 2 ways. We make it very, very easy. You can either go to corporate.lowes.com/careers for a job opportunity nearest you, or you can also text us, and you'll text JOBS, J-O-B-S, to 56937, and I'll also leave that in the chat as well. And you can go ahead and text to apply. The process is very simple. You apply into any open position that you are interested in, and at that point, someone will go through your resume, see if your skills match with the position that is needed, and at that point, the store will go ahead and contact you for an interview. You go in for an in-person interview, and then you'll have a decision, or you'll have an answer no later than 2 to 3 days after your interview. And then at that point, we'll process a background, a drug screening, and once everything comes back clear, we can go ahead and start your employment with us. Training, you will have 1 week of training with a mentor who will show you the ropes, the Lowe's systems. We'll also provide you with safety training as well. And also, if you're interested in learning how to drive a forklift or a reach, cherry pick, or anything like that, we'll also provide the training and certification for that as well. So again, jobs.lowes.com or corporate.lowes.com/careers, or you can text us as well and apply today. And we'll go into the next slide. And you can also visit us on social media. We have a large social media presence. Twitter, we have our Lowe's Careers, Lowe's Media, and Lowe's Facebook. And we also have a Pinterest where we're always posting decor ideas, home improvement ideas. LinkedIn, both Maria and myself are very heavy users of LinkedIn, so connect with us today. Instagram as well, YouTube, pretty much any social media. I think we even have a Snapchat. I have to double check on that, but it's out there. So go ahead and follow us today. And then we'll go into the next slide. So these are the areas that we cover. I myself cover parts of LA County along with Ventura County. Maria covers places as far as Chino Hills up to the Monrovia Outlet Center, and Moises covers Apple Valley all the way out to the San Bernardino Outlet Center as well. So if any of those locations are, you know, closest to you, I invite you guys to apply today, and then we'll see if we can get you in. And if anything, our contact information is there as well, our emails and our phone numbers. If you are interested in any location or any position that you see on our website, go ahead and let us know, and we'll go to the next slide. And that's it.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Maria. I appreciate both of you. And I think I might want to just sign up just to learn how to do the forklift thing. I've always wanted.
Right.
Be careful. I might end up being like Michael Scott on
Yes,
The
Office.
Knock everything over. It's like, oops, my bad. No, thank you so much to our friends at Lowe's, and definitely thank you for all the great information. And it sounds like an amazing place to work. So thank you. Okay, and another amazing place to work, and I know that because I work there in Southern California, Edison. And I'd like to go ahead and turn the floor over to Greg, and it looks like we've got Billy Hellman and Liz Lopez to take it from here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Can everyone hear me okay? I just want to do a quick sound check. So
Yes.
give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Greg Gonzalez, and as Aaron said, I'm from Southern California, Edison. And joining me today are my colleagues, Billy Joe Hellman and Liz Lopez, who will be talking about some specific jobs that we'll be highlighting. So thank you, Wells Fargo and Lowe's, for joining us today. You did a great job in representing your companies. So go ahead and go to the next slide, please. Okay, most of you probably know Southern California Edison. We are based in a city called Rosemead, which is part of the San Gabriel Valley, whereas Wells Fargo and Lowe's are more nationwide companies. Southern California Edison is a regional company. So the bulk of our openings are going to be in the greater LA, Orange County, Inland Empire area. We have a few people up in Sacramento in government affairs and a handful of people in Washington, DC. But the bulk of our openings are going to be in the greater LA area. We have a pretty significant workforce, almost 13,000 employees. However, if you include like subcontractors and contractors, that number is going to double up to like 25,000. A workforce of 25,000, but we have about 13,000 full-time and part-time employees on the Edison International or SCE payroll. We have about 5 million customer accounts. We have, our service territory is
We lost you, Greg. We can't hear you.
Yeah, it looks like Greg might have frozen up.
is very big, and I'll talk in 2 minutes. Am I frozen?
You're back on now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. So again, we are a Fortune 250 company, and we're traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Our corporate symbol is EIX. A lot of people think that Edison, Southern California Edison, is a government-run company. We are a private company again, or sorry, we're a public company. We are traded on the New York Stock Exchange, but we are regulated by a state government called the California Public Utilities Commission. We give a lot back to the communities that we serve, over 23 million in philanthropic contributions. So we're very proud of that number. Go ahead to the next slide. As I mentioned, we have a very large service territory, 50,000 square miles across Central and Southern California. So you'll see that our service territory goes all the way down to like the Southwest Riverside County, San Bernardino County, and all the way up to Mono County. So a very large service territory. With regards to jobs, and that's why we're here, right, to talk about jobs. We have a lot of job areas at Southern California Edison, too many to go over during this time. So they range from accounting, audit, compliance, all the way down to transmission and distribution. The two jobs that we'll be emphasizing or talking about today in more detail will include our energy advisors and also our groundmen, which is part of our transmission and distribution department. Again, the bulk of our opportunities will be in the San Gabriel Valley, mostly in the city of Rosemead, and then I think the city of Pomona is a close second in terms of job opportunities. But there is one thing that I do want to point out. As Aaron mentioned, we're going through this, of course, this pandemic, and a good portion of our employees that have office positions are working remotely. In fact, we're scheduled to work remotely through July of 2021. We do have some folks that work out in the field that are definitely essential workers. They can't work remotely because their jobs are working out in the field. So their jobs will be continuing to just kind of like business as usual, but with some extra safety precautions. Again, job areas can range from accounting, finance, compliance, HR, government affairs, where Aaron works, real estate, where Karen works, HR, where Billy, Liz, and Raquel and I work. If you want to learn more about the company and about our jobs, you go to Edison Careers. We very much encourage you to join what is called our talent network to stay connected with the company, not just to learn about jobs, but also about general information about the company. Okay. We also have a very large social media presence, so you can stay connected with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Okay, this piece of information is taken straight from our website. For the most part, the application process works like this. First of all of our jobs are posted online. In order to be considered for a position at Southern California Edison, you need to apply online via our website, edisoncareers.com. Once you apply to the position, someone from Talent Acquisition, which is a team that I work on, will review your resume. If the recruiter feels that you're a great match for the position, then they move it on to the hiring manager. And the hiring manager, for the most part, takes it from there. They will determine who they want to phone screen, and then if the phone screen goes well, then they'll decide who they want to interview in person. Being that we're in this environment where a lot of us are working remotely, in most cases, or in a lot of cases, we're not conducting in-person interviews. So we're conducting interviews via Skype or MS Teams or other platforms. When Liz and Billy Joe talk about the application process for energy advisors, which is our call center reps, and groundman positions, they have a very specific customized interview process. And again, they'll talk about that in more detail. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please. All right. As you can imagine, we have a very, very large skilled trades workforce, approximately about 5,000 employees. And again, this information is also taken straight from our website. We have groundmen, groundwomen, linemen, women positions, substation operations and maintenance, and technicians. So these are three examples of some core positions in the skilled trade arena at Southern California Edison. But the one that we'll be highlighting today is our groundman, groundwoman position, because we see it as an entry point position. Okay. All right. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton off to my colleague, Liz Lopez, who will talk about the groundman, groundwoman position.
Thank you, Greg. Hi, everyone. This is Liz. Hope everyone's doing okay. So I'll briefly touch on our groundman positions. As Greg mentioned, this is a position where it paves the way into other positions, specifically our journeyman linemen. So most folks who are interested in becoming a journeyman lineman, this would be an excellent way to get your foot in the door and also into the career. So what do our groundmen do? Our groundmen basically assist our linemen. So they're responsible for the construction, installation, maintenance, and repair of our overhead and underground high voltage electric facilities and equipment. We do have two different groundmen. We have distribution groundmen and transmission groundmen that are very similar, but some of the things are a little bit different. So for example, our distribution groundmen, like I mentioned, they work alongside our linemen. They do anything from digging holes, giving them the tools necessary, and anything that our linemen will need in order to complete the job. This is the same thing for our transmission groundmen. And it's important to note that most of these positions are represented positions, which means that they are represented through a union, specifically Local 47, which is the union that represents all of our represented positions. Now, the biggest difference with distribution and transmission groundmen is when can you bid for an apprenticeship. So after you complete your steps within our groundman position, you can go ahead and pursue an apprenticeship to become a lineman. For distribution groundmen, typically takes about 2 to 3 years. And if you opt out of that, you can actually be a career groundman. So you can be a groundman as long as you like. You don't have to take a bid for an apprenticeship. Versus our transmission groundmen, you're forced to go ahead and take a bid after 6 months. Okay, on to the next slide, please. Here, we'll go ahead and play a video for you guys so you guys can learn a little bit more of the position and hear real life testimonies from people in the positions already or who have been. So it'll be about a 5-minute video, and then we'll continue talking about this afterwards.
Material, prep for the job.
Sorry.
Eyes for when they're rubber gloving.
Groundman is the key, I think, to every job, every crew.
It's important to be a groundman and a good groundman because a good groundman will become a good apprentice, who will become a good lineman, who will become a good foreman. Here at Edison, if we hire in someone for 3 weeks, they do nothing but groundman training.
We bring people in and we train you what your role is going to be. And then if you want to step into an apprenticeship, we encourage all of our groundmen to go into an apprenticeship. And the apprenticeship is a robust program where they have both electrical theory, they will have textbook training, if you will, they will have hands-on training, and they've got mentors that teach them what they're going to do through every step of the way.
We show you how to tie knots, how to roll a hand line up, what to get material out, what the material is, what it looks like, get your hands on it, feel it, see the wire sizes.
And then from that point, it's a constant learning process. Because for me, myself, like I said, I've been here 23 years and I'm still learning something new every day.
We do work a lot of hours. We spend a lot of time amongst each other, with each other.
But you're working in, storms, so it's heat storm, in the rain, in the cold. You experience everything.
Oh, there's a challenge every single time we go out this yard, out the service center.
And there's always an opportunity to move around, so it really depends on you. Where do you want to go? So I started as a groundman myself, then you become an apprentice, then a lineman. From there, you can go to design, management, and there's several different options.
We've seen everyone come from a very entry-level position all the way up through vice president, president, CEO of the company, has grown up through a variety of different positions.
Edison is just a good company. I love the safety aspect of the company, the togetherness.
Safety is one of Edison's core values. So not only is it a goal for us to keep our employees safe, but it is truly our core value. We start with safety. It's the ultimate goal. You want to go home safe every day, hug your kids, kiss your kids, and tell them good night.
We've had situations where we've had life experiences happen, and that groundman was key to helping someone sustain life.
So if you think about electricity, it is a fundamental resource that we cannot survive without. Without our linemen, without our line crews, we can't keep the lights on. It is not only our core business at Southern California Edison, it's also serving our communities. And we need our linemen to be able to help us provide power to our communities.
Yeah, we're Southern California Edison. We fix your power in the middle of the night when it's pouring down rain. We're still there working. We're trying to make sure everybody gets their power back on, their lives can be back to normal again. I'm taking pride in that to make sure I get that job done efficiently, safely, so you can go back to your normal life. And it brings joy to myself and my crew to see that.
Are there very many women in the field in any career position? No, there aren't. But does it mean that they're not capable? No, absolutely not. I think any woman that wants to put their mind to it can absolutely do this job. Again, we provide the training, we provide the environment to help make them successful.
We need groundmen with pride at being a groundman, because if you don't know the material, if you don't know what you're working with, it makes the job harder for everyone.
We need linemen that want to be managers in the future, that will help with their technical expertise and then also the leadership skills that they learn on a crew, that will help be part of the Edison family and grow our culture. This job is rewarding to me because I know when I drive down the road and I can look and say, oh, I helped build that pole, or I was a part of this job. We worked hard to get their lights back on. And then when your kids see you driving by in a bucket, that's always nice. They puts a big smile on their face.
Give it a chance. I think if you just want it, you can get it done, you know, if you have the heart for it.
Great. Hopefully that gave everyone a better understanding of what our groundmen do.
Sorry about this. It diverted all the way to the front.
That's okay.
Perfect, thank you. So now we'll talk briefly about the requirements for this position. As you see at the bottom, Class A driver's license is a requirement, and all of these are, I'm sorry, the first two are minimum requirements. So this is what you absolutely must have in order to be considered. Class A driver's license and experience in construction related activities. And currently the school qualifies you. And what I mean by school is a climbing school. So as you see at the bottom, it says Asset Climbing School. So if you attend, for example, Northwest Lyman College, LA Trade Tech, East LA Skill Center, Verdugo Powers, Maxine Waters, any of those will qualify you for construction experience. Obviously, if what you're taking there is related, and that's also an asset. So if you do have that, you are a more desired candidate. In terms of our compensation for these roles, for 2021, it's going to be around the $27 an hour range. If you have a climbing certificate from one of the schools that I mentioned, you do come in at a higher step, which is around the $30 mark. In terms of the testing, there is a few steps after you apply in order to move along the process. So once you apply and you meet the minimum qualifications, we'll go ahead and send you an invitation to take our CAS test, which is basically just a general assessment of your construction knowledge. Very basic stuff, nothing too convoluted or complex. Right now, currently, all of our positions at Edison are going through the individual work style assessment. So what that is just an assessment to gauge if your core values are in line with our core values as well. All candidates must pass both of these in order to be considered for an on-demand interview, which is taking place via video. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, it's always via video. After that, if you move along the process, then you are invited for our physical test. If you notice in the video, when one of our colleagues was speaking, you saw a lot of poles in the background. That is our Chino facility. So that is where we conduct training as well as the physical assessments in order to move forward in the process. Assuming you successfully pass all of these, then you can be invited for an interview. It's very important to keep in mind that passing all of these is not a guarantee to move along the process or an interview guaranteed. Now, having said that, we do fill a lot of classes every year. For next year, we're projecting about 14 classes or so, and most of them are from the distribution side, and a couple would be transmission. And each of those classes are about 12 to 14 students. It depends. But it is important to note that we hire a lot of groundmen. So the key here for these positions is patience and persistence. They're very, very sought out positions. They're very competitive, so we get thousands of applicants. So sometimes it's just a matter of, like I said, being patient and being persistent and just continuing to apply until hopefully you get a position with us. And that's it for me. You guys have any questions? We'll go ahead and do that at the end.
Thanks,
Hi,
Liz.
everyone. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Perfect. My name is Billy Jo Hellman, and as Raquel and Greg mentioned, I am a recruiter here at Southern California Edison, and one of the organizations that I support is the Customer Service Organization. And one of the very critical positions that we have in our Customer Service Organization is called an Energy Advisor. And an Energy Advisor is basically a call center rep that is in our customer contact center. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the Energy Advisor position is, about what the process is for applying, and all of that good stuff in the next couple of slides. Raquel, next slide. Okay, so the Energy Advisor. As an Energy Advisor, you're going to be part of a world-class team who loves to solve problems and is committed to providing excellent customer service. This, just like our groundman positions, is an entry point into our organization, but this is an excellent way to really become knowledgeable about our company, about what we do, about how we support our customers, about how we support other organizations within the company. You really have the opportunity to gain a lot of knowledge, and this position can take you to different places in the organization. So this is a great stepping point to go into supervisory or management within customer service, or if there are other organizations that you're interested in Southern California Edison, this is a great way to get the foundation for those. Now, as I mentioned, these positions are in our customer contact center, and we have two locations. One of them is in our Irwindale Business Center, and the other location is our Rancho Cucamonga regional office. Now, just to let you know, and Greg mentioned this earlier, we are currently teleworking. So all of our positions are currently remote. So this position will require training and working remotely. And that'll be until at least July of 2021. And if there's anything beyond that, we would absolutely let you know in advance. Now, even though we are training and working remotely in this position, we still consider it a really fast-paced call center environment. We're looking for people to engage authentically with our residential customers. So really listening to them, being empathetic, really engaging with them, even though you're doing it virtually on the phone or over the computer. We really want people who have a passion for customer service to join our team. Now, this position requires 2 years of customer service experience, and it can be any type of customer service experience. So if you have customer service experience in person, over the phone, if you have it in retail, food, any type of service industry, hospitality, medical, anything, all of those are considered very excellent positions to come into this and help us support our customers. Again, you just need 2 years of that experience. As I mentioned, we're looking for people who have a passion for helping other people. And if you have teleworking experience, it's definitely a plus since we are currently teleworking. Now, we have two different types of positions when it comes to energy advisors. We have regular full-time positions, and we have project regular positions. And the difference is a regular full-time position is exactly what it says. It's regular, it's a regular position, you're a regular employee of the company, you're a full-time employee of the company, you're eligible for all of our benefits. It's just a normal regular position. Now, our project regular positions are slightly different. As a project regular, you are still an employee of Southern California Edison. So you still receive your paycheck from Edison and you're eligible for all of the benefits that we offer. The only difference is that project regular positions are exactly that. They are supporting a project. So right now we have our customer service replatform project where we're upgrading our customer data management system. And so this year we've actually brought on board many energy advisors in the project regular capacity. And what that means is those employees have an assignment duration, normally between 12 and 18 months in length, that they are working with us. And during that time, as I mentioned, they're eligible for all of our benefits. At the end of their assignment, they obviously have the opportunity to apply to other positions in the company and hopefully receive a regular full-time employment offer so that they can remain on board with our company. So benefits, just to quickly go over, I mentioned that our regular full-time and our project regulars are both eligible for our benefits. And we offer a fantastic total rewards package. And it includes things like medical, dental, vision, preventative health reimbursement, 401k savings plan with company match, and also automatic company contributions. We have paid time off, including vacation, illness, holiday, and flex days. We also have tuition reimbursement, wellness incentive programs. We offer professional development, volunteer programs, an employee assistance program, and we have an electric service discount. So if you live within our service territory, after 6 months of employment with us, you can receive 25% off of your electric bill. So those are some of the benefits, and we have many, many more. Next slide. So just to kind of go over what the hiring journey is for an energy advisor. So we have 2 to 3 hiring classes per year, and it's normally approximately 40 new employees per hiring class. Now this past year, we actually had 4 or 5 hiring classes, but generally there are 2 or 3 per year. So the hiring journey is once the position is posted, definitely if you're interested, apply to the position as soon as possible. So as soon as you see the position, as soon as you review it and you say, hey, that sounds like an opportunity for me, apply for it immediately. You'll go through an application review. So one of our recruiters will go ahead and review your application, and then you'll be offered an on-demand interview. So, and Liz spoke to this as well. So we conduct our on-demand interviews via HireView. And what this is that you'll receive an invitation via email to log on to HireView, and you're going to answer some questions related to the energy advisor role. Once you've completed those questions, you'll submit your interview, and then our evaluators will go ahead and review your video submission. For those who are successful during that phase, we'll invite you to testing. And testing is located in our Rosemead, California office, and it consists of 2 tests that are administered by our testing office. The tests are basically general experience testing, safety culture testing. So nothing too complicated, but it is a requirement for all of our candidates to complete and pass our assessments related to energy advisors. After the testing, we go into a virtual interview. So as we mentioned, we're all teleworking right now. So we used to conduct in-person interviews, but with our current teleworking environment, we are conducting interviews normally via Microsoft Teams. And so if you're invited to a virtual interview, you'll receive an invitation, and then you'll go ahead and be scheduled for that virtual interview with a panel from our customer contact center. And normally that panel consists of either supervisors or managers from our customer contact center, and they'll ask you a few questions regarding your experience and how that relates to the position and the company. Next, if you are a successful candidate, you'll receive an offer from one of our recruiters. And then of course, if you accept the offer, you will have to go through pre-employment screening. All of our offers are contingent upon successful completion of our pre-employment screening. So we do have resources available on our career site, edisoncareers.com, that provides valuable information and will help you prepare. So we actually have information that Greg mentioned on our career site regarding the application process. We have a whole page dedicated to on-demand interviewing. What is on-demand interviewing? How do you prepare for on-demand interviewing? What types of questions are you going to be asked? So we have an entire page on our career site that is dedicated to letting you understand and prepare for your on-demand interview. We also have information related to testing. So what kinds of tests are you going to take and how do you prepare for those tests? So we help to answer those questions too. So all of that information is on our Edison career site, but if you ever need additional information, we're always here to support you. We can always give you that additional information. Now, once you have received and accepted an offer and your start date is confirmed, you are actually going to start in the position and we're going to train you and you're going to be paid for that training. So we have a combined classroom training as well as on-the-job training. Now, your classroom training, again, is going to be virtual and you're going to be in a virtual classroom with up to 39 other people. So approximately 40 people per classroom. And you'll have 11 weeks of virtual classroom training with one of our trainers, and you will have written and quality assurance assessments during that period of time. Once you pass our classroom training, then you're going to have an additional 8 weeks of on-the-job training. So our commitment to you is to give you the knowledge, the resources, and the tools to be successful in this position. All we want from you is to be engaged and authentic in your desire to really help our customers and support our company. So we're hoping that this information is helpful to you. And of course, as Greg mentioned, you can always sign up for our talent network and you'll receive notifications when we have these types of positions available immediately, or always check our career board. Right. Thank you.
Hey, Billy,
Back
can
to
you
you.
mention the starting pay? I forgot what the starting pay is now for ENAs. Whether there's a distinction between the pay in training and when they are out of training. I don't remember if it's the same or not.
Yes, so currently today, as of November 12th, the pay rate per hour is $19.47. So that is the hourly rate during your paid training, as well as once you complete your training. That's the hourly rate. Now, if you were to move into another position, we have, so the one I'm talking about today is the ENA 1, so that's the tier 1 position. If you were to move into an ENA 2 position, or if you've been certified to be a language rep, so if you are certified bilingual in another language, then you can actually receive an increase in pay as well as a differential per hour. Okay, and then I believe that the next slide that we have for you is just a short video to introduce you to our energy advisor position.
Energy advisors take call after call. Our customers are calling because they want to explore their billing options, their rate options, like net energy metering and time of use. They are now also dealing with direct access and community choice aggregation. These complex and interlinked matters are handled by our energy advisors, and it can be quite a challenging environment.
As an energy advisor, you really learn all the things the company does for its customers and the key role we play in ensuring the customer's needs and expectations are met. It's our job to really listen to the customer, find out what time of the day they're home, what kind of usage they have, how big their home is, and use that information to suggest the best options for them. Some customers might not want to hear what we have to say, or some are flat out angry, and that can be taxing over time. But it can also be very fulfilling. I make that my challenge. If I can turn a customer around from angry to thankful by the end of the call, then at the end of the day, I feel like, hey, I really served the public today. That's very satisfying and rewarding.
All right. Thank you. Billy, anything else about the energy advisor that you want to mention?
I think that I covered most of it, but if there are questions that come up, definitely I believe that Raquel said at the end we'll have time for a chat, or if you wanted to enter something into the chat, I can definitely answer any questions if I may have missed something.
I think you got everything, so thank you very much, and thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Billy mentioned some benefits in her part of the presentation. Just a real quick reminder, we have a very comprehensive benefit plan at Edison, very comprehensive.
Oh, you froze up, Greg.
Comprehensive health and wellness, educational reimbursement, and dozens of learning and development resources and opportunities on site. As Billy also mentioned, we offer an energy discount, which is 25%, and people are eligible to apply for the energy discount after 6 months of employment. The other thing that I also want to mention is that Edison has a very low turnover rate. Our turnover rate at the company hovers around 5%. So that kind of is a testimony to how much people enjoy working for the company. Liz and Billy also talked about pre-employment testing. A good portion of our positions, like energy advisors and the groundman position, require pre-employment testing. And we will be applying what's called a work styles assessment to almost all of our positions come next year. But if you're applying to a skilled trade position, in addition to the work styles assessment, you'll also be required to take a number of other types of pre-employment assessments. With regard to the testing process, I do also want to let you all know our testing process has kind of slowed down because of COVID. In the past, we were able to do a lot more on-site testing, but because of COVID, we've had to put in some parameters and safety precautions, which means that we're only able to test a limited number of people per test session. In the past, that number was around 40. Nowadays, it's around 10 people per session because we have to have time to clean the rooms, time to clean all the equipment, and we have to have physical distancing, of course, and everyone has to answer a COVID questionnaire before they enter our facility. So the overall recruitment process can be a little bit longer if the position requires pre-employment testing. So I do want to mention that. And then Raquel, if you can go to the next slide, I think it's our last slide. Our values are continuous improvement, excellence, integrity, respect, of course, safety, and teamwork. I really like this slide because it very much, I think, gives a good example of teamwork and excellence. This is a picture of one of our outdoor events in Rosemead. And this was an opportunity for all of our business resource groups to include the Native American Alliance and LEAD and Networkers. LEAD is our Latino organization, and Networkers is our employee resource group for our African American employees. This is one of our events that we held last year, and I think it was just a great opportunity to showcase our business resource groups, our employee resource groups, to all the people that wanted to learn more about them. As you go through the interview process at Edison, the questions that we ask are typically applied to, or are applied to, these core values of continuous improvement, excellence, integrity, respect, safety, and teamwork. And that wraps up the Edison portion of the presentation.
All right, thank you, Greg, and Billy Joe, and Liz. My hands go out to all three of you for sharing our story. And, you know, that's exactly what it is at SCE. You know, part of that video, it said, working at SCE is satisfying and rewarding. That's exactly what I believe in the 14 months I've been working with Edison. And so I'm very thankful to be working here, and I feel very comfortable as a Native American working at Southern California Edison. And so all those different core values are exactly what make us up, and our integrity and safety, all those great words, and you know, that we stand by those every single day. So thank you so much for sharing all that great information, and hoping that tribal member or four want to come and work with us at Southern California Edison. Okay, next, we're a little over time, but that's okay. We have lots of time left. If there's anybody that has any questions, this is your chance to share, you know, any questions that you might have for any of the three organizations at Lowe's, Wells Fargo, or Southern California Edison. As it says here, you can raise your hand, and we'll definitely get to your question, or you can type your questions in the chat box, and we'll go from there, if there's any. The other thing I know that will be, when we send this out, there'll also be a link, or there'll be some kind of information sent to anybody that's registered for this. We'll also get that available for them to ask questions after this is over. That's right, Greg, right? We're planning on doing some kind of a response back.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll give it a minute. If anybody's got any questions, again, for our friends at Lowe's, at Wells Fargo, or at Southern California Edison, this is your chance live while we're here. But again, I know sometimes speaking in front of an audience or asking questions can sometimes be daunting. And so sometimes, you know, waiting till afterwards is not a bad idea either. And again, I think at the end of the day, all three organizations want to start a relationship. And so it doesn't end today. It doesn't end with this live or recorded viewing. This is an opportunity for you to say, hey, I like what she said, or I like what he said about that organization. I want to jump in and ask more questions. So it doesn't have to be right now. So that's okay too. Okay, well, hearing none, I would like to go ahead and sincerely thank and do some closing remarks. Thank our partners at Lowe's and Wells Fargo, and of course our internal team here at Southern California Edison for putting on this great event, Native American Alliance. Thank you so much for sponsoring this. We hope that this will lead some of you down a path that you may not have thought of doing in the past. We hope that you'll join one of our teams so you can work in a pandemic-proof industry to make a new career path. Again, we'll be sending out some, an email back to you if you've shared that with us, so that you can, again, we can continue to dialogue and continue to create a relationship with you. And maybe you might want to forward the link to someone that you might know that might really want to find a new career path, or even find a job in this economy that we're in currently. But it's been a pleasure to continue to partnership with all of our tribes, especially the 13 area of responsibility tribes here in the Southern California Edison territory. We get to work with you every day, and we thank you so much for helping us get the word out about this event and sharing any other information. But on behalf of all three of us, three organizations, we thank you so much, and we hope to continue the partnership going forward. From all of us to you, please be safe. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a good
everyone.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
If I have a quick question, real quick.
Oh, we got a question. Yes.
Sorry, I hate to be the guy that's at last. If I have any questions, can I email Mr. Greg Gonzalez or Mrs. Hellman? I work for a contractor for Edison, do wind loading and JPAs. So I'm very interested in actually getting a position with Edison.
Awesome.
Luis, yeah, feel free to send me an email. And Raquel, I don't know if, what we can do is I'll just send you an email so you have it. But if Raquel, yeah, there we go. If you can jot down my email.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Great.
Thank you. Anyone else before we go?
No.
All right, Aaron.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Be good. Stay safe.